Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nolita Stone and you are tuned into Nolita Stone TV, my honeys. Okay, so the girl that you guys are seeing on screen right on this video is her name is Lorna Mlonzi, right? So Lorna Mlonzi, I just recently read up on her story. I also saw a program on ETV that she was in, like I think 2 days ago. Guys, her story, yes, it's very inspirational, but also very, 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 very scary and so sad, you know. So she lived in Nyanga, Cape Town, right, where there was and still is a lot of gang violence, you know, and gang fights, right? And so she one day was caught up in shooting. They were obviously not shooting at her, but it was gun shootings amongst gangs, right? So there were people that were shot and people that died. She was shot 9 times and still lived, guys. Okay, people thought she was dead. She had said in the show that I watched that one of the gangs was still shooting at her to make sure that she's dead, so that she is not a witness to whatever that was happening, right? Fine. So I think these gang members stopped shooting. I think they left or whatever it may be. And then she had a phone and she decided that she's going to take out her phone out of her pocket and she's going to call her mother, right? So she called her mother. After calling her mother, she called her mother and she told her mother that she's been shot and she needs to go to hospital real quick, right? But then she thought again, like after really just calling her mother, she just thought afterwards, you know what? I can't be waiting for an ambulance, because ambulances in these areas where it's like very high crime places, right, are going to take a long time, like hours before they actually come. So she then had to crawl. I cannot remember where, but she then saw a cab, sort of like a Bolt or an Uber, right? And she stopped the Uber while she was still in the pavement, you know, and she asked the Uber or the Bolt or whatever public transport, right, to take her to the nearest hospital. I think it was Mitchell's Place Hospital, if I'm correct. So the guy who was driving, right, wanted money because he cannot be going to the hospital for free. Now, guys, to me, even that, like, people are so cold out there. People don't have hearts. How can you want money when you see someone is hurt? You've got transport, right, to help this person to get to the nearest hospital as fast as possible. Yet you see someone who is near to death and you want money from her. Guys, I don't understand. I just don't. To me, that really shocked me, guys. So he asked for 250 rand. So the guy said, Ulona said she doesn't have 250, she's got 200 rand, and then also, like, he can take her shoes, right, to make up for the 50 rand. And then the guy said, okay, it's fine, right? So she hopped in. I don't know how, I don't know whether the guy helped her or whatever, but she eventually got into the car and they went to the hospital, right? So before they got into the hospital, I think they were like 2 minutes away. So they saw sort of like police sirens and stuff like that, or like, no, police, not ambulance sirens and stuff like that. So the guy stopped and said he does not want to be part of whatever's happening here. Like, he doesn't want to be giving like police statements or whatever. So what he did before, like, they got into the hospital, right, he then pushed her out of the car. Hey guys, hey, people are cruel. Hey, he then pushed her out of the car and like onto the pavement, and then he just ran away, right? So Ulana then decided that, okay, she is going to crawl towards the ambulance. Finally, the ambulance saw her, and then they obviously attended to her, right? So then, guys, obviously they took her into the hospital, right? So the trouble now in that hospital is that there's no ICU, right? So in order for her to get the help that she needs, really, she needed to go to the next available hospital, right? I cannot remember the name, but it was still in Cape Town, right? Not far from the Mitchell's Plain Hospital, right? Okay, now the problem is that the ambulances are not available to take her to the next hospital, right? So now here is the thing, like everything is just working against her, right? She is in this hospital that has no ICU, right? And they can't do much on her, right? Because of the fact that there's no proper machinery and all those things, because also it's a public hospital, right? So there's no ambulance to take her to the next hospital, guys, right? Hospitals are limited, and also the fact that the hospital is in Mitchell's Plain, there's not enough ambulances to take her to the next hospital, right? So the doctors told the mother this situation, right? The fact that there's no ICU and there's no ambulances to take her to the next hospital. The mother then said, listen, do what you can to her, right? At the moment, until we find another plan, right? So they operated on her. I cannot remember all the medical terms that she named, but they did a lot of things on her while she was still in Mitchell's Plain Hospital, right? And then she was later then transferred to the other hospital. I don't know, I cannot remember how she got to the next hospital, right? So at that hospital, right, she then said that she was also just bleeding. Her eyes, no, her nose was bleeding, and also her ears, because of the fact that one of the bullets was, like shot her arteries. So whenever also like the heart would pump, the arteries will then, just burst out because of the fact that the bullets were stuck in the artery, right? So the blood flow was like too much, right? Because of the fact that the blood flow was not flowing correctly, right? So they did what they had to do, and she was like, she says that she was, not stitched, but she was stapled, like she was stapled, Then she says that there were two intimidating policemen who came to her to get a statement of what really happened. So Lorna says that she doesn't really know what happened. She was caught in whatever situation that was going on there. And the police officers were forcing her to be part of, the whole thing, like to become like a witness, state witness or whatever. And she was like, no, I'm not going to become any state witness or whatever to something that I don't know of. So, and those police officers were really, really intimidating because, like to the point where she felt like, she was being bullied into something that she did not want to do. All right, not a problem. Then what happened was she then obviously left the hospital and went home to heal, guys. So that is the story of Lorna Mlonzi, okay? So she owns an internet company, right? And she provides internet access to like townships in Cape Town. And, she was telling people on how a lot of children in the townships can't get access to a lot of stuff because of the fact that there's no internet. So she provides that to them, right? Guys, the story to me, I was just so shocked. Like, her ancestors are so strong. Her ancestors are so powerful. God and her ancestors were with her all the time. When she thought that she was going to die, her ancestors said, nope. God said, nope, it is not your time yet, my darling. You still have time here on earth to make a change where you need to make a change. And here she is, providing internet access to townships in Cape Town. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that she will do in her future. She is, to me, this is an inspirational story as much as it's a sad story. It just shows how life is and how life can turn out for someone. You know, you may be going through the most hardest times in your life, but at the end of the day, you will survive. There is a light, you know, through the tunnel. You will get there, no matter how hard it is, no matter how hard it will be, but you will get through whatever you are getting through. She was so brave, guys. She was so brave, so resilient in all of that she was going through, the shooting, the getting into the taxi, that person who wanted money. If she did not have that 200 rand, where would she be now? That is what I'm asking myself. Where would she be if she did not have the 200 rand that the taxi driver was asking for? People are cruel, guys. How can you ask someone for money when you can see that they need urgent help? How can you think about money at the very same time? And then when you arrive at the ambulance, you then just like push her and throw her off the car. No, I mean, that is like beyond cruel. That is beyond cruel. Like, you don't have any type of heart of any sort. You are probably like the most cruel person on earth, like personally nje, if you can do that to a person. But here she is. She survived all of that, you know, and I'm so proud of her and where she is now. So guys, do let me know what you guys think of the story. If you guys have anything that you guys want to say, do comment on the comment section. Do like this video if you loved this video, do share it, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel, because if you do, we are poswa sana poswa not nje kancinci kakhulu. Okay, all right, so from me to you, my honeys, this is my goodbye to you. I'll see you guys on my next video. Love you guys. Bye.